is up, my Mac Hilarious? It is Cam Mac 238, and we're here with another reaction to this video. Mr. Nightmare, three disturbing true online dated horror stories. I have not seen his channel in a while, to be honest. Bro, I used to watch his channel a lot. I mean, you guys see me react to a couple of his videos as well on this channel, but I haven't watched him like that since I subscribed to him. I still support him though. Like Mr. Nightmare, Mr. Beast, who else? SML, Anwar. I mean, Anwar, I do react to some of it, I guess. Not like on the channel, but still on my own time. And I think that's it. I mean, there's more people, but other than that, yeah, Mr. Nightmare is like one of the channel I don't really watch like that anymore. I mean, I still do. I still support him, but yeah, I want to say like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, but I still watch their channel, especially with like Jacksepticeye play like new games or Markiplier. Corey Kenshin, when the last time he posted a video? He always been going on and off, on and off, on and off. But we are here with another video, true, disturbing true online data horror stories. I'll be on. I haven't dated any women from who I match with on like Tinder or like other dating websites. But I just hope if I ever match with a woman on there, I just hope to myself like, oh God, please don't kill me. Please, for the love of God, don't kill me or anything like that. Don't hurt me, please. Don't take my kidneys or anything like that. But yeah. So we are going to react to. We're going to see these three perspectives of these people. Maybe they're being an idiot, or women are just dangerous, or man, man could be dangerous too. Both men and women, but the women are scary. All right, let's go. Oh wait, hold up a second. Well, hold up. Let's see let's see how the preview screen go. If it go lagging, then I could just change. I would be scared as hell right now if I get the message saying like, okay, this is Ever Mercy, so this is a guy. I would be us. Oh, if someone text me like I'm outside right now, it's just to a woman that I do not know of who I just matched with, I'll be scared. I would just look through my ring doorbell camera and be like, all right, let me make sure like nobody, she ain't gonna like have no weapons to hurt me or anybody to break in here. That's so scary, bro. This is why I like to talk to people in person. I prefer to talk to people in person. Like when I was at Mississippi State University, I see a good looking woman. I'll just talk to her. I just talk. I just talk. See how it goes. If she got like a boyfriend or like focus on her own, I understand. You do you, I'll do me. I mean, I'll be focused on my own too. I've really never been. I've been single my whole life, but I just been focused on my own. I will talk to a good looking woman, but I'll just still be focused on my own. Focus on YouTube and try to find a computer science
I
job.
think
But
most
yeah,
people out there have tried online dating in some way or another by this point. I remember
okay.
my one and only time using an online
One, two, three. These are the only three that I use. I barely been on these two right here. Tinder is the one I've been on the most, but yeah,
dating app almost ended in a
I don't even know
legitimate
what these three
nightmare.
are. They look
Everyone
like
that I knew
scams.
was using Tinder. Many of my friends were
It
using
is
it for
popular.
reasons other than dating, and they were having a lot of success. When I finally caved in and decided to give Tinder a chance,
Hmm.
I was at an all-time low mentally. The first few days, I think I got a couple of matches, but the conversations went nowhere. Then I
Dude, whenever like women's like match you on Tinder or any other platform, why do you have to pay? And not only like it's like a monthly thing, it's a weekly thing. Like what the why? That's I don't like that. I'm not wasting money on a dating platform. I'm just no.
matched with
It's
Zoe.
ridiculous.
Before our conversation even went anywhere, I was already attracted to her just based on her pictures alone. We started messaging on the app, and then that evolved into just regular
You
old
got your
text
seem to look
messaging.
that way. I'm just checking
There
the
was an
previous
immediate
screen, see if
connection
it's not
between
lagging.
us. Or at least I thought there was. I think I was just excited to finally be getting attention from someone. After a lot of small
That
talk,
desperate?
I finally asked her out for drinks. With almost no hesitation, she accepted my offer.
Oh wow.
That first date night was probably my best experience with Zoe. From there, things only went downhill. After I
So it
dropped
went
her off
on.
at her house after drinks, she texted me right away. She told me how much fun she had and that she couldn't wait to see me again.
Oh wow.
At that moment, I felt exactly the
He
same
actually met
way.
her.
Over the next week or so, we started going on more dates and hanging out at my apartment.
Okay.
Things were moving fast, but that was okay with me if I'm being honest. I wasn't looking for my soulmate, I was just looking for some fun, which is something I thought we both established from the beginning. But I think there may have been a miscommunication somewhere.
Uh-oh.
The first time I told her that I couldn't hang out because I already had plans, she lost her mind. I'm not just being an insensitive jerk. She literally drove over to my apartment as I was getting ready to leave and forcibly put herself between the doorway and me.
Yo.
I ended up missing my plans with my friends because I spent way too much time consoling this woman. She stayed over at my apartment that night, and a few hours later, she was
He made like a one wish Willow sticker, one wish Willow thing, like obsession. I wish this Zoe girl would be obsessed with me for my freaking life. Like, bro, dude, that main character from the obsession is a loser. He's a main antagonist of that movie too as well. I don't care what y'all say. Very
talking
loser,
sweetly to me and acting
good
cute.
actor, but
It
loser.
was like she was a different person a few
Not
hours
in
prior.
person, he's a loser. Like
I
in real
remember
life,
that
but
night she kept telling me
character,
how
fictional
cute our
character.
babies would be, and
You
how
know
she
what I'm
couldn't
talking
wait
about.
to start a family with me.
Hmm?
Obviously now I realize that's a
I got
glaring
it.
hours prior.
What?
I remember that night she kept telling me how cute our babies would be, and how she couldn't wait to start a family with me. Obviously now I realize
What?
that's a glaring red flag,
We've been
but
dating
at the
for
time,
weeks.
I was an ignorant and lonely man, and I didn't understand how big of an issue that could be. That isn't a conversation you have with your partner after only hanging out for a week and a half.
Right.
After
A
that
week and a
crazy
half
night,
in
I
insane.
started to wait
And she
long
starts saying
periods of
this.
time in between text messages before I would answer her. While she would wait for a response, she would send dozens of messages before I would even respond to one message. It was getting out of hand. A few nights later, I had to
Mm.
cancel plans with her because I got stuck at work. Just like when she lost her temper about me hanging out with my friends, she lost her temper again. Since I
Just
was at
want to
work, I
work.
couldn't really respond how I wanted to, so I admit, my answers were a little vague. Almost 2 hours after I
Bro,
canceled,
she literally is like that. It's like damn, what's your name again? Nikki from Obsession, where where she would double take the whole front door so Bear would could go to work and Bear just that was just insane. That was an insane scene. She's a good actor, bro. She gonna be playing Rogue for the X Men in 2028. That's insane. Her like she's a good actor, and she's basically my same age as me too. And Sadie Sink as well played Jean Grey around my age too. That's awesome. That's awesome for Ghost Rider. I want to see how Ghost Rider do in the MCU. Secret Wars is very interesting. These MCU movies after Secret Wars are very interesting. I'm so interested in this because like what who it could be who could be a main villain of the Avengers? Kang this time. Who else is the main villain? Galactus. Galactus is a good one,
our plans,
but he
she
lost
showed up
against
outside
Fantastic
my
Four.
work.
I don't know that would work
Thankfully,
like
I
that
work at a
again.
laboratory and the door stays locked at all times. This didn't stop her from trying. She was pounding on the door, trying to get it to open. Finally, I went down there before some of my colleagues called the police. As soon as I walked out, she started to hit my chest. She was furious and shouting. I apologized for some reason, and then she started to cry. I remember feeling bad for her. I explained why she couldn't just show up here. I also tried to end things with her, and then the anger turned to sadness. It was horrible, but I had no
Probably
idea what to
bipolar.
do. She was upset with herself and begging me to give her one more chance. I agreed, but the condition was that we take things a little slower from now on. She agreed and told me she wouldn't text me for the rest of the night until I texted her, and was not pleased when I had 33 missed text messages from her. I shook my head and went back to work. trying to figure out how to get myself out of this. That night, I got out of work late and went straight home. When I got to my bedroom that night, I noticed that 2 of my dresser drawers were just slightly ajar. That may not seem weird for some people, but I'm so freakishly OCD about drawers and cabinets being closed that I'll check to make sure every drawer in the house is shut before I leave for work, even though my door was locked when I got home. And I know that nobody has a key to my apartment. It felt like somebody had been there.
Yeah,
My mind went right to Zoe.
my door.
I texted her and asked her what she did for the rest of that night. She sent me a picture of her and her parents from earlier that evening and said that they played cards. I tried to believe her, but my gut was telling me otherwise.
Yeah.
All night long, I felt horrible. I kept hearing things in the apartment that made me think someone was in there. I kept telling myself that it was my imagination. I ended up getting up and shutting the bedroom door. For some reason, just doing that made me feel safer, even though I could still hear weird sounds from outside the bedroom. I did my best to ignore them. Even my cat, who was sitting on the edge of my bed, kept looking at the door like he was suspicious as well. It was a rough night. That next morning when I woke up, I felt sick. I don't know if it was a coincidence or if all the stress from the Zoe stuff just worked me up enough to make me sick. I was off from work, and I decided to just stay home all day and watch movies on the couch. I was texting Zoe throughout the day. She was surprisingly calm about me canceling plans with her because I was sick. I thought to myself that maybe our last conversation got through to her somehow. That was probably the best day I had talking to her since our first date. I actually enjoyed texting her. We literally texted all day. That night, at about 8 p.m., I was on my couch watching a movie, and I started to get cold. I went into the bedroom to get a sweatshirt. When I got into the bedroom, I turned on the light. Just reliving this moment is giving me the chills. In the corner of the room is a full-length mirror. When I turned on the light, I saw a person hiding under my bed in the reflection at the bottom of the mirror. Not just any person. It was Zoe. I could see her bright blonde hair. Her face was looking in the opposite direction, but I could see part of it in the reflection. She was just calmly lying there. Instead of freaking out and giving her any indication I saw her, I decided to grab a sweatshirt that was thankfully on the back of the door, and I turned off the light and left the room. I got back into the living room and made sure the movie I was watching was playing loud enough to be heard from the bedroom. Then, as quietly as I could, I left the apartment and delicately shut the door so it wouldn't make a noise. While I was doing this, I continued texting Zoe. Instead of leaving the building, I went into the laundry room and called the police. I told them that a woman I had been seeing was hiding under my bed. Within a few minutes, the police showed up and apprehended Zoe. She was still hiding under the bed. The most horrific part was that she had a huge knife on her, not just like a pocket knife. When the cops asked her if she intended to use that on me, she responded with, "I don't think so, maybe." I showed the police all my text messages just to prove to them that I wasn't lying about anything. I did feel bad for Zoe in a way. Unfortunately, something wasn't clicking in her brain. From what I understand, after this night, Zoe did indeed get the help she needed. Or at least that's what I was told. I never saw her again. Not long after this incident, I moved far away from that town. Once in a while, I'll get a text message from a random number that just says, "Hi." I know that isn't much to go on, but I just know deep down that's Zoe. I understand not every experience with Tinder is like this, but my one experience is enough to be retired for good.
I would just talk to women in person. Oh, another man. Bro, why would you feel bad for her? She might have some mental issue, but dude, she has a big ass knife. She's gonna stab you and kill you. Whatever she's gonna do with that knife, probably just what I just said. Dude, why would you feel bad for her? Golly, I'm literally 15 minutes into the almost 15 minutes in the video. 8 minutes in.
I don't know if anyone
Recorded
remembers
for
the joy
15
of
minutes,
dating in 2020,
Still,
but it wasn't the easiest thing in the world to do sometimes. I'm a social guy. I love to go out and meet people. I just enjoy talking to other humans face to face. When that wasn't an option, I felt like an animal trapped in a cage. As things started to open back up slowly, A friend of mine told me to give the online dating thing a try.
Dude, if you actually you felt trapped, but you're not like talking to any women, dude, just go out, go shopping. There be women there you could talk, or you're in college, go to the campus, talk to them, go to the restaurant, go to the fast food place and see that work there, or see any women that might eating there. Anything, to be honest, anything. But yeah,
I
that's
downloaded
just me
this
though.
app called Bumble. I met a lovely young
Hey,
woman by the name of Kelsey. At first glance, she looked legit. We were messaging a bunch and just doing all the early small talk stuff like you do when you first meet someone.
right.
The first night we were messaging, Kelsey asked me if I would ever be opposed to meeting up with her at a later, more unconventional meeting time. I didn't understand what she meant. I had a feeling I knew what she was getting at, but I wanted her to say it. Finally, she did. She asked if I would be okay meeting her after midnight. Now, I'm no online dating expert, but if someone asks to meet you at midnight, I feel like you can't help but assume it's just an implied
Yeah,
hookup.
no,
I started acting playful and flirtatious with her.
for everything.
I was playfully grilling her and asking her why she would want
I
me to
can't
meet up
take
so
this thing
late.
serious because that
She was being
thing
flirty with
hurt
me
me
right back.
the cat.
After some spicy messages, she came clean and told me she was camping with her family at a local lake in my hometown. One of the few activities that was still going on during that time.
Yeah,
She
I
told
can't
me
take
she
this
would have
thing.
to
I
wait
can't
for
take
her
the fact
family
I'm
to go
being
to sleep
serious.
so
I'm
she could
serious.
sneak out. This is when my first alarm bell started to ring. Why would this 26-year-old girl need to sneak out? She's old enough to
Right,
make her own decisions.
right.
I was also a little tweaked out meeting a random stranger at a dark lake at midnight.
At
I
midnight
started
too.
going through her
Right.
pics again.
I would
This chick looked real
instantly
to
know.
me.
It's instantly know.
Her
I
pictures
was
didn't look
blocking that
fake in
shit.
any
I don't
way.
care.
I decided to check and see if she had social media, and sure enough, she did.
It probably
Kelsey had a Facebook and an Instagram. This girl was real. I was half worried I was being catfished for a second. Once I decided that she was real and she had a paper trail of social media, I agreed to meet up with her at the lake at 12:30 that night. We continued to message for several hours until I got ready to leave. The lake and campgrounds were about 40 minutes from my house. While I was driving there, Kelsey told me to park on the other side of the lake. For context, if you were to go to the campgrounds, you would drive down a long path to the right of the entrance. If you were going to the public park, which closes at dark, you would drive to the left after the entrance. Each path just leads to a different side of the lake, but tons of paths connect through the park. I asked her why she wanted me to park over there, and she told me it was because it would be a lot more private. The campgrounds were loaded with people. If we met on the other side of the park, the side that's closed, we could be alone. Those were her words. Naturally, I was completely bought in at this point. When I was getting close to the lake, I texted her and told her that I would be in there in about 5 minutes. She texted me back and told me that she was walking over to that side of the lake and she couldn't wait to see me. I got to the lake a little after 12:30. I ignored all the signs that said no trespassing after dark. I wasn't surprised when I was the only car in the massive parking lot. I drove all the way to the end of the lot and parked under a tree, just for a little extra privacy in case the park had security. I texted Kelsey after I parked and told her that I was getting out of my car and walking toward the lake. I actually had some butterflies in my stomach. I was excited about meeting up with this girl. She texted me back and said, "I see you." I looked all around and I didn't see her. I started to loudly whisper her name, but no response. I texted her back and asked her where she was. I told her I didn't see her. She responded by saying that she was right over here. She said, "How can you not see me?" I was super confused and I was starting to get frustrated. I couldn't tell if this was her playing a game or if I was just being an idiot. We did this text dance for a few minutes, and then I told her that she needed to come out to the main path or I was leaving. I looked at my phone, and the 3 typing dots just sat there for a couple of minutes. When she finally messaged me back, she told me to look over to my right. I turned to my right, and a large figure came out from behind the tree and waved. Then, just as quickly, jumped back behind the tree. I stayed where I was for a moment. Something was wrong. The dark figure that popped out from behind the tree looked a lot taller than me, and
Yeah.
they were extremely skinny.
Yeah.
It was the polar opposite of what Kelsey looked like in her pics.
Yeah.
In every picture I saw, Kelsey was short and curvy. Before I did anything, I got a message from Kelsey telling me that she was cold and needed me to warm her up. Instead of messaging her back, I decided to call her. I heard a loud vibration coming from my other side, not in front of me where the figure was just a second ago. I looked to my right and didn't see anything except darkness. Now I was on edge.
Oh,
I thought I could hear someone breathing in the darkness, but I couldn't be sure. I didn't respond to Kelsey yet. She sent me another message. This time, the message was begging me to come over there because she was starting to get sad that I didn't want to see her anymore. Every alarm bell in my head was ringing now. Without thinking, I turned around and sprinted back to my car. While I was running to my car, the figure from behind the tree, as well as another person from the side of me, ran out of the darkness and chased me. I had enough of a head start on them that I was able to make it to my car before they caught me. I got inside my car and locked the door. While I was sitting in there, I looked up through the windshield. The sight of these two running at me will always haunt my dreams. It's a nightmare that's burned into my brain forever. While I was starting my car, the two figures reached my vehicle. The tall, skinny person was standing right in front of my car. It was an older man with a patchy beard. He looked disgusting. It was like his skin was melting off his bones. He had a tattoo of what looked like an eagle on his neck, but it was too dark to be certain. The other person was standing by the driver's side door. This was a larger man. He was basically two of me. He was bald and had this massive beard that went down to his chest. Other than the beard, the most defining characteristic.
Like, if you catfish people on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, or any other dating platforms, just to like mess with them or kidnap them or anything worse, you are a loser who don't have nothing in your life. You are a complete loser. And you're just complete loser. Nobody don't like you. And you're ugly too. You're nothing but a loser. You should go to prison. You need help. Go out and talk to people. Or just don't get on dating platforms. You are a complete loser. Loser.
I could make out was a tattoo of a rose on the side of his head. The large man was trying to open the door. The skinny guy was beating on my hood with what looked like a hammer. I was screaming. I was trying to leave, but I was scared that I was going to run the guy over. I don't know why I cared about that, but
Yeah, I don't know why you care about that too as well. Why do you just try to do over?
I did. While the larger man was beating on my door, he ended up cracking my window with his fist. Once he cracked the window, I didn't.
You're like when Johnson and turned heel on Cody Rhodes last year and hit him, blow him, hit him with a WWE Championship belt. And then at WrestleMania, Cody was about to do that, like hit Cena with a championship belt, but Cody was like, I can't do that. That's not me. And then he just lost the title against Cena. Worst match ever, but they did a redemption at SummerSlam.
Care anymore. I floored the car and nearly ran over the skinny man.
You should.
He moved out of the way. While I was driving, I got the last message I would ever receive from the fake Kelsey. All it said was, I know where you live. I was too afraid to go home. I didn't know if he was bluffing or not, but I didn't want to take the chance. When I finally stopped shaking, I called the police and reported the altercation to them. They looked up this Kelsey online, and as I said before, she was a real person. It's just that whoever these monsters were, they pretended like they were her. They found the sweet girl on Facebook and basically stole her identity.
That is the girl that on Tinder that she match on me, and I don't want to like chat. And when I look at her profile, she do look like a catfish kind of. She looks good, but she look like a catfish. So I don't want to risk it. And plus,
the police notified the real Kelsey, who promptly made her profile private. We tried to track the number, but the phone was already not in service anymore, and the dating profile was deleted. They even questioned the real Kelsey to see if she knew anyone who fit the description of the man I encountered, but she didn't have a clue who they could be. It's been about 6 years since that night, and to my knowledge, these guys have not been caught. I didn't fully understand until that night, but now I know for sure that monsters are everywhere, and you really need to be careful, especially when you meet strangers online.
I just delete 2 dating websites that dang, bro. All the mans are the victim in this video, man. I just feel so bad for them. Dang. I just deleted 2 of the dating platform that I used to have. I mean, I barely use it, but still.
4 years ago, I moved to a new town for work, a town that I'm still in today. When I first moved here, I was struggling. Not financially, I was struggling in other ways.
Like what?
My whole life, I've struggled to meet people.
Oh,
Not just romantically, but even just friends. I guess I'm a weird guy.
you are weird.
Something that I'm proud of
okay.
today, but growing up, even through my 20s, it was hard.
I understand.
When I arrived in the new town, I realized quickly that the nights felt long and lonely with no friends or anything to do socially. I was texting my friend from back home, and he told me to check out this dating app. I didn't love the idea. It's nothing against online dating, I just never understood it. I'm not the
6
greatest at
minutes.
texting people, and to basically build a relationship off a text conversation seemed impossible to me. My friend continued to convince me, so I finally gave in and downloaded several of the dating apps. A few weeks went by, and sadly, it was rare for me to get a notification on any of the apps. I had given up on them until I got a notification from the lovely Tinder app. I had matched with someone and received a message from a girl named Beth. She had this goth thing going on, and I loved it. The only other girl I had dated at the time was also very goth. I have a type, I guess. I started messaging her. Something about her was making it easy for me to text. She had a way of carrying the conversation that made it engaging. One thing I liked about her right away was that she didn't have social media. She called social media the devil. I couldn't agree more. I didn't have any social media accounts either. The very few matches that I got before her on the other apps ended quickly when I said I didn't have Facebook. Apparently that made me a creep. We set up a date, and I was happy when Beth walked into the restaurant. She looked exactly how she looked in her pictures. The date was a success. After that, we went on a few more dates. It started to feel like this was heading into relationship status, and not just let's see where this goes. After a few dates, I could say confidently that Beth was weird. And I don't mean that as an insult. I like weird. She was dark, and at the same time, I just assumed it was like a dark type of humor. Once I was completely head over heels, she suggested a different type of date for our next outing.
Like what?
She asked if she could take me on this romantic, moonlit hike through the woods to show me this cool spot that was deep in the forest that hardly anyone knew about.
No.
I should say I hate the outdoors, but I would have honestly done anything for Beth already. So I agreed to this hike.
No.
I was expecting to go on the hike right at nightfall, but she told me it had to be much later. I didn't understand why, but I agreed anyway. That night, we hung out at my place for a while, and at 1 in the morning.
If it's like a 1 year date or more, I don't think about it. But Tinder, like, just met about a week. Nah, I'm good.
She said it was time to go. I almost thought she was kidding, but she wasn't. I was driving and she was guiding me. This town and the surrounding area were still very new to me, so I didn't really have a firm grip on where I was going. We had been driving for almost an hour. I had no idea where I was. We were way out.
Yo, I should be careful using data platform. I think I should delete data platforms if I ever move to like a new state. If I get like a computer science job or just like successful on YouTube, I should delete them. So I could just talk to them, talk to people in person.
Out in the middle of nowhere, and she told me to pull over. We were far enough out that I didn't have any service on my phone. When I got out of the car, I was looking for a trail of some kind. Beth must have noticed me doing that because she told me that we weren't hiking a trail. She was taking me on a special trail to a place in the woods that was described as magical. I wasn't thrilled, but I trusted Beth. We started walking through the woods. I had boots, jeans, and a zip-up sweatshirt on, and I still found it a little difficult to walk at certain times. I only point that out because Beth was wearing a white dress and these weird sandals that looked like they were made out of wood. This was the first time I'd seen her wear anything that wasn't black. I was amazed that she didn't appear to be struggling at all. While we were walking, she was talking about the weirdest things. I wasn't paying attention to what she was saying that much because I was trying to focus on where I was stepping since it was mostly pitch black. The moon was bright that night, so thankfully there was at least a little light as we navigated the woods. I kept asking her how much further until we got to where we were going, like I was a child in a car. She kept ignoring my question and just laughing every time I asked. At one point, she shouted in excitement so loudly it made me jump. When I asked what happened, she turned around with so much joy in her eyes and told me to look at what she found. I looked up from the ground, expecting to see something like a flower, but instead, Beth was holding a big snake that was very much slithering all over her hand and arm. It fell and landed right on my back. I didn't expect to see a snake 2 inches from my face. Beth laughed and kept asking me if I thought he was cute. I didn't lie. I told her I hated snakes. I had no idea if that snake was venomous or if this area of the US even had venomous snakes. She kept playing with it and bringing it close to my face. Every time she got close, I would seize up. I finally asked her to please let the snake go so we could continue the walk. I was all done with this trip, in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
She laughed and finally let the snake free. She got close to me and told me not to worry because we're just about there. We walked for another minute or two, and then we were in the decently large clearing. The moon was so bright, and because of the open clearing, it wasn't that dark. She took her sandals off and started to dance and twirl around in the clearing.
Do you guys want me to see?
I was following her as she
see me
danced.
play Marvel Token?
While I was watching her, I was wondering to myself how long we would have to stay there.
Let's see.
She stopped dancing abruptly and was just looking blankly into the forest.
Uh-oh.
Before I said anything, she asked me if I was ready. I didn't know what that meant. I was getting ready to answer her when, I kid you not, 3 other women came out of the woods. They weren't dancing like Beth was just doing. These women burst out of the tree line with a purpose.
Nope.
The shock of seeing other people caused me to fall over again.
Nope.
I didn't even get fully to my feet yet when 3 women grabbed me and were attempting to hold me down. I was in a full panic now.
Nope.
Beth skipped over to this rock and pulled out a beige cloth bag from behind it. I didn't see what was in the bag, but it sounded like tools of some kind hitting each other. I was squirming and screaming. These women were small, but they had a vice grip on me. I felt like I could barely move. 2 of the women looked young, probably in their 20s. The other one was older. I would say at least 50 years old.
I'm not a fighter.
Beth was heading over to me with the bag in her hands. What happened next, I still struggle to believe happened to me, even though I was there and witnessed it. The women started to chant something. I'm not a language expert, so I have no idea what...
It's the devil. I literally just said it. I'm literally just predicted too. Golf girl, want to go to the wood, know the spot. It's the devil, Satan. Ooh.
it was. Maybe Latin. I had been squirming around so much that the zipper for my sweatshirt was about to break off. I gave it everything I had and pushed forward. By some miracle, I was able to snap the zipper and slide my arms from the sweatshirt.
Oh, hell yeah.
The women who were holding the sweatshirt fell back, and I got up and ran.
Yeah.
I ran blindly through the woods, no idea where I was
your
going.
women.
I could hear them screaming behind me. They weren't angry screams, they sounded like sad screams. I didn't care. I kept running. I was sure I was running in the wrong direction for my car, but I didn't care. I just wanted to get as far away as possible from Beth and these women. The sound of them crying started to fade and get quieter. I got to the road eventually, and of course, my car was nowhere in sight. I continued running down the road until I got to a 24-hour gas station. I still didn't have service on my phone, but the gas station worker called the police for me. When they showed up, I told them my story, and naturally, he didn't seem to believe me. He started asking me questions about drug use and alcohol.
Of course.
When he asked if I could take him to this clearing in the woods with insane women, I told him that I had no idea where it was and that I was following a girl named Beth. He took down everything I said, but clearly didn't believe me. He drove me to my car, which was several miles away, parked on another road. The only reason we found it was because someone called in an abandoned car on the side of the road. When the police tried to find Beth, they couldn't.
Of course.
She didn't have any social media, and her phone number was apparently a fake number app.
Of course.
Her dating profile had been deleted, or she unmatched me.
Of
It dawned
course.
on me at that moment that I have never seen where she lived or even what kind of car she drove.
Right.
It's like she came out of nowhere. Whoever this strange woman was, it felt to me that she made her profile to lure me or someone else into the woods. I have nightmares to this day about this experience. I have no idea what was in that bag, or what she intended to do to me. She never made another attempt to contact me. I know this story seems outrageous, and I've had people over the years not believe it.
Of
That's
course.
okay. People can believe whatever they want.
Right.
Unfortunately, this really did happen, and I have to live with this memory forever.
Ooh.
For all those who
Yeah.
don't believe me,
So
I just hope that you never have your own experience like this, because you never know what can happen in this weird life of ours.
you are right, Nate. And you know why? Because I am officially going to delete my dating platforms. Like, bro, look, I'm actually going to delete them. I'll show you guys. So look, uh, here's Tinder. Remove app. See, it say remove Tinder. Delete app. We're on Bumble. Bumble is now on there. Delete. And last but not least, we're doing Hinge. Got it? Yep. All right. I actually dead ass did delete all the dating platforms. Um, that was a good video. Oh wow, I'm a normal man now. I could just talk to women in person. But I do want to like delete them. I don't really don't. I really want to talk to women in person. But that was a good video. That Sniper, keep doing you, man. You are doing a great job on these videos. I will react to it more. I haven't seen videos in a while. I might react to this right here too. I show a restaurant manager his meat pick. All right. Thank you guys for watching this video. If y'all guys like it, give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel or don't. I don't care. It's up to you. And you can see more content like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, McLeary's.